The market's down. You enjoying your champagne at the Hong Kong Exchange. What do you think of the declines on day one so far?
Well, you can't pick your day. You know, this is quite a difficult, volatile market at the moment. So I'm not displeased with where we're at, actually. And our eyes are very much focused on the medium term.
Tupac, I mean, we've seen, what, 7 weeks of declining markets. Did you, at any stage before this, think about pulling it and delaying it perhaps until the autumn?
No, actually. We started on this process a few months ago. We felt this was good timing, and I think the fact that we're here today IPOing the business, despite market conditions, just shows it probably is the right thing to be doing from a medium-term perspective.
$180 million US, that's how much you raised roughly, is that correct?
A little bit more than that,
but,
yeah.
With that in mind, what do you use that cash for?
Well, actually, our business fundamentally is cash generative, and we expect to be paying a dividend in the not too distant future, we hope. This is very much sales by the existing large shareholders who are CVC and RBS.
Let's talk about the price range itself, because, you know, we have retail investors balking at what Prada's pricing at. And even with Samsonite, I know you had to contract that price range one time before the actual listing. So we're saying, why didn't you go for $13 instead of, some would say, being greedy at $14 and change?
Well, you know, I couldn't possibly really comment on prices up, down, greedy, you know, helpful or whatever.
Yeah.
My sense is that when we came together, the book was there. We felt this was a good value for investors, and markets have moved an enormous amount over the last couple of days. I think we'd all have to admit that.
Yeah.
These are turbulent times.
Yeah, turbulent times. Was there ever at any point did you say maybe we shouldn't be going ahead here?
No, I feel that investors look at a company over the medium term. We've got lots of very good investors in our business, I think, who have a longer-term perspective, and I think they view the company's prospects, you know, not just next week, but next year.
I mean, you've got, of course, this great market right on your doorstep here, China, but, you know, the thing is, how many suitcases do people really buy? I mean, when was the last time? I bought a suitcase about 4 years ago.
Really?
I think that's the last time I
bought one last year.
I always get this story, and I've had a case in my attic for 10 years. How on earth do you get anybody to buy suitcases? Well, lots of things are changing. I mean, if you look at airlines, they're constantly changing the requirements for carry-on baggage. So we're finding that lots of people are looking at changing carry-on bags all the time. And of course, a lot of airlines charge for weight now. So people, I think, are looking at lighter suitcases.
Right.
And if you come along and pick up one of our cases today, I think you'd be amazed just how much lighter it is.
You know, Samsonite claims to be the first luggage company to actually put wheels on suitcases. Is that really true?
Yeah. So, I mean, you look far too young to remember what it was like to carry suitcases. But, you know, try hard here. But it's true. We were. And it's a simple little thing, but look how many lives have been made much easier by that.
Yeah. But tell me something. What's the next big thing?
The next big thing with luggage, I think, ultimately is going to be some kind of detection, radio frequency, small little detectors that you can put in anything. It's in supermarket technology now, so that you know where your bags are. So that, you know, you'll be able to constantly track. The airlines will also be able to track exactly where their bags are in the system.
It's coming at some point.
No more lost luggage, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, really? Is that possible? We'll actually check in.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's also talk about multiple listings, because I want to get back to what's happening on the Hong Kong Exchange. Did you ever consider listing in more than one place? You're from the UK.
Yeah, we did.
Samsonite's based in the US, they say, US manufacturer.
It's true, but actually our centre of gravity is shifting quite rapidly to the east. Last year, over 40% of our profits actually came out of Asia. In a couple of years, it'll be more than the majority of our profits. So, you know, we felt it made sense to come here, and a lot of our fastest growth markets, of course, are in Asia. So I think we're symptomatic of global brands now which are looking at Asia as being really where they probably need to be located.
Is that right? Asia Pacific accounts for 40% of profits?
Yes.
Are we going to see that higher in the future?
I think so. I think by next year it could approach almost half of our profits are actually being made in the Asia region. And of course, we got the biggest markets here. We got huge opportunities in China and India and Indonesia. A lot of Asian countries are experiencing fantastic growth.
Yeah, now, Tim, earlier this month, you're speaking to the Hong Kong Standard newspaper, and you're projecting or hoping to get sales up 19% annually in China over the next few years?
I'm not sure 90% is a figure
19,
that... 90, oh, that sounds better. I thought,
no.
This company is set for explosive growth, but I think I'd be wrapped over the knuckles for claiming that. But seriously, yes. I mean, I think the growth in the luggage market is roughly
sales in China rose 50% last year, so aren't you being a little cautious here?
Well, we are cautious people, you know. We don't want to...
luggage makers are
always like
people?
to over-deliver and under-promise. So, you know, I'm sure we can do jolly well. And there is really good, solid, you know, 20% plus growth in the Chinese market. So, yes, we think we might be able to do a little better, perhaps.
Yeah, and you're also saying that basically you can charge a premium. Samsonite can charge a premium for its products here in Asia. Why is that? Because, you know, Western brands, let's be honest, are seen as more valuable in China. People attach a premium to Western brands. Is that the reason why you can charge a higher price?
Well, we do charge a slightly higher price,
How much
but
higher?
it's not that much higher. I think it's probably 5 or 10% on average, But fundamentally, I think people see value in our products. That's really what they look for. I mean, these are products that are durable and light, and when people buy a suitcase, they don't want it to let them down.
Yeah, we were talking about that before commercial break. I mean, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of Samsonite? You want people to have their luggage for 10 years? When are they going to buy another Samsonite then?
Well, there's lots and lots of people who have to buy luggage out there, and they do change their cases, you know, just like we change clothes and everything. So as long as we are offering people better cases, lighter cases, more durable cases, we find there are loads and loads of people out there who are changing their luggage.
Yeah, you have this new, what's the name of
Cosmolite.
The Cosmolite, the commercial where you run it into a car and the car gets damaged by the luggage.
It's a unique technology, and it's unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Well, you've been spending a lot on marketing, about 8.4% of sales.
Well, I'm glad you noticed.
Yes, I have noticed a lot of your Samsonite commercials lately.
We're not shy about our products, no.
Yeah, really? Well, not recently, but is that expected to, are you going to spend more on marketing basically?
I think our spending on marketing will grow with sales, so, you know, we expect to keep our expenditure roughly the same percentage of sales.
Now, also Samsonite, how much do you manufacture in India and China? Because you were criticized basically for moving manufacturing a little bit late to these low-cost countries.
Well, that was some time ago, but now about 94% of what we actually make is sourced either from China or other countries in East Asia,
In East Asia? So not mostly in China or India?
Mainly in China.
Mainly in
China. Some in Thailand, some in Vietnam.
Now, what are costs in China? We were talking about that a lot because of basically higher interest rates, higher wages, oil, and inflation, a big problem. Are you looking to maybe look outside of China for manufacturing?
Well, you know, there are cost pressures in China, but there's also a fantastic infrastructure in China around manufacturing, and although costs are getting higher, China remains easily the most competitive place to source from.
Okay, Tim, before I let you go, now according to the prospectus going into this IPO, you owned about 6% or so of the company?
Yeah, something like that.
Now, after this IPO, are you thinking of maybe scaling down your share or maybe upping your share?
Well, my view is post-IPO, I'll still have a pretty big stake in the company, and I intend to hang on to that for the foreseeable future because I think the company has excellent prospects.
Okay.